right, let's go off to this next story off the top here. Now, of course, one of our most beloved video game, or not video games, see, now I got video game movies on the mind, but comic book movies of the past number of years is the Deadpool franchise. Deadpool has been fantastic. Deadpool 1, I believe, is in the top 10 greatest comic book movies ever made. I think the first Deadpool's in the top 10. I love that movie. You got Deadpool 2, which was almost on par with Deadpool. I actually may have laughed even more in Deadpool 2 than I did in Deadpool 1. But a lot of people now have been wondering about, okay, what is Deadpool's future? With the impending merger, it's not all finalized yet, but we know it's coming. With the impending merger of the Fox properties into the MCU, Fantastic Four, the X-Men characters, and that includes Deadpool, a lot of people have been wondering, what's going to happen with Deadpool? And even more than that, a lot of people have been wondering this. What happened to Deadpool in Thanos' snap? That's been the question that's been on a lot of people's mind. What happened to Deadpool in Thanos' snap? And how are you going to integrate Deadpool into the MCU? These are the questions a lot of people have been asking. Now, in a recent interview, the High Lord of Marvel, Kevin Feige, was asked about all this stuff, and he said the following. This is what Kevin Feige had to say regarding Deadpool about during the snap and how they're going to integrate Deadpool into the MCU moving forward. He said this. Technically speaking, he was not in the MCU. He was not in that cinematic universe, so he was not affected, probably. What I will say is, for years and years, the dream has been to have access to as many of our characters back so that we can tell those stories at Marvel Studios. If and when that happens, I'll be very excited. We have ideas just from going back 18 years, but nothing specific. Listen to that one part that Kevin Feige says that I thought was really interesting. In talking about the whole merger of the Fox properties in, Kevin Feige himself still isn't talking as if it's a 100% certainty. And I guess technically speaking, it's not a 100% certainty. There are still things that could happen that could derail it, but the smart money says this is all going to be completed here pretty soon, sometime in 2019 for sure. But he does say this, if and when that happens, so there's a little bit of an iffiness there, but for the most part, pretty thing. I'll be very excited. We have ideas from going back 18 years, but nothing specific. Just kind of Kevin Feige reiterating the fact that, no, they have not been sitting down and making big plans about what they're going to do with these Fox characters. Because I remember when people, this is a little bit of a side note, but when this whole thing was going down about the merger and they were going to be bringing in these characters, a lot of people thinking, oh, X-Men are going to be in Avengers 4. You know they're going to do X-Men in Avengers 4. And I keep trying to tell people, no, they're not. They're not. Avengers 4 was planned out, all that kind of stuff, long before any deal was struck. They're not going to just scatter around and now try to force in some kind of X-Men cameo. That's not going to be there. So, but going back to the whole thing about the snap, and it is crazy when people have been asking about it, Kevin Feige has put that to rest. There was no Deadpool in the MCU when Thanos' snap happened, so don't worry about it. Everybody's okay, including Deadpool. And they are looking forward to using him in the movies, and they probably got some rough ideas, but they've been so busy. Guys, they've got Captain Marvel they got coming out. They've been working on Avengers 4. They've been working on Spider-Man Far From Home. They've got their other films that they've lined up as well. They haven't exactly had all the time in the world to sit down and plan out exactly how Deadpool's going to work into their universe, even if he is. So there's a lot of stuff to go on there, but I thought his comments were pretty fun. Okay, guys, with that stuff out of the way, let's now go into